crucial time to form the base concept for our personality. Children are the assets of a country, so they have their rights to live and develop like any other human beings. They have their rights to not be differentiated, to not be judged just because of a different religion, gender, race, or culture. They have their rights to be heard and listened. And the most important one, they have their rights to live in freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from violence, torture, abuse, bullying, and others. So as we can see from the importance of it, it is our duty to treat them right and to lead them to become the best version they could be. But in reality, there are still so many cases about children who become victims of violence. Survey result violence against children shows that there is more likely 1 out of 3 boys and 1 out of 4 girls under the age of 18 have experienced at least one form of violence. These children become a victim from the actions of their parents or any other adult in various ways. When parents are upset or having problems in the family, then the children might be the target of parental anger, with scolding, yelling, or blaming the child without any specific reasons. They thought that these treatments were a way to discipline their child. Extreme treatment by adults who sexually abuse children, even if it is only by touching or poking vital parts, they don't realize that this can impact their lives. As Miller parents said, that although it is true that most typically the family is a safe place of substance and care, it is equally true that most child maltreatment occurs within families. The problem is, families have privacy rights, so many families tend to cover up the violence in front of others. If the child has experienced this abuse treatment from an early age, continuously, and in a long period of time, it will interfere in their private lives. The impact will not only be in a physical manner, but also is their psychologist. They can grow and become a person who lacks confidence and pessimism, or vice versa, to be a person who's full of rebellion and aggressive. Okay, now, let me take an example from a child who suffered from a great trauma of child abuse, which in this case, the parents did it themselves. I suppose that some of you may recognize the case of Gabriel Fernandez. Gabriel was, like most kids, he was a sweet child who liked to be helpful and sought the love of his family. He once had lived with his uncle and also with his grandparents before he went to live with his mother. Footage of his time with his uncle shows an apparently happy and healthy child. But Gabriel's well-being took a devastating turn in 2012 when their mother took him. And after joining his mother and her boyfriend, Gabriel landed at a new school. And shortly after starting there, his teachers sensed that things were not okay at his home. At the time, Gabriel asked her a very strange question. A question that is rarely to be asked for kids at his age. He went, "Is it normal for moms to hit their kids? Is it normal for you to bleed?" he asked. And soon after that, the teacher reported it to the Los Angeles County Child Abuse Hotline, and the case ended up with a social worker. But instead of helping the child to be better by separating him and her mother's way, the social worker didn't do her job right. She rushed it to get her job done so that she could move on to another case. So, as a result, Gabriel had to live with another torture from his parents. As the school year went on, the abuse of Gabriel endured worsened. He began coming to class with patches of hair missing, scabs on his scalp, injured lips from being punched in the face, and bruises all over his face after his mother shot him with a BB gun. He was forced to eat cat litter and was kept locked in a cabinet in his mother's room. The parents even called him gay and punished him for exhibiting feminine qualities like playing with dolls. From that point on, he rarely went to school, and every time he went to school, his injuries got even worse. He didn't like to play with his friends. He was so quiet and easy-tempered. He was always all alone by himself. And on May 22nd, 2013, Pro Fernandez, his mother, called 911 to report that Gabriel was not breathing. The paramedics who responded found him with broken ribs, a cracked skull with BB pellets stuck in his body. He was then taken to the hospital and later declared brain dead. And eventually, he died on May 24, 2013. From that case, we can clearly see how child abuse can fully impact our emotion and physical. Can you imagine what it feels like for him or for us when you were abused by your own parents? How much weight can you carry on your shoulder? Parents that are supposed to protect us, love us, and support us can do such things to their own child. How could they? You've reached out for help, but there was no one to listen. So, as human beings, we have to stop this. We have to fight against this. The ultimate evil in this world is knowing what's wrong, seeing what's wrong, and looking away. It's in the looking away when you have a power to make the difference. That is true evil. So we have to help them step out of their darkness and bound together to the light. Thank you.